Get your word for today, word for today, ayy, word for today, word for today, ayy. Hello, my beautiful people. How you guys doing today? All right, so I'm here with another word for you guys today on this beautiful Monday. You ready for it? Are you ready for it? I just want to know, are you ready for it? So, word for today is system starter, do not bother. Let me say it again for you. System starter, do not barter. System starter, do not barter. Do not accept less. We are not accepting less. Because we are system starters and we do not barter. Y'all wants us to operate within the systems of the kingdom in order to cultivate sturdy foundations so we can't be moved. So we can operate in the spirit of being untouchable. And once we cultivate that sense of untouchableness, I was going to say another word, I can say that. Then we also allow for that to be transferred into the physical. And I don't mean like untouchable, like you start something with somebody that you may not get karma, because you will. However, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about untouchable in the sense that what you build, it cannot be moved. It cannot be shaken. It cannot be uprooted. You know? And that's what we're looking for. That's what we're cultivating here. So, system starter, do not barter. And we're going to go over what is called the 5/2 model, where you have 5 basic principles, 2 basic rules, 5 basic principles, 2 basic rules, 5 basic principles, 2 basic rules. The 5/2 model equals 7, which allows for us to operate in our full divinity within Yah's heavenly kingdom. Okay? Because we do know the number 7, it represents divinity. We do know the number 5 is the number of grace. We do know number 2 is the number of agreement, going into covenant with Yah. The number 7, the number of divinity, the heavenly number, the number of completion, the number of perfection, the number 7, and the number 5, the number of grace. So we have 7, the number of divinity, the heavenly number of completion, of perfection. And God wants us to be divinely connected with his kingdom, operating within the systems that he has created for us, because it does not limit us. It actually enhances and protects us. So we can't be moved, we can't be touched. Nothing can be uprooted, nothing can be shaken. And we do know that the number 5 is the number of grace. We do know the number 2 is the number of agreement, the number of going into covenant, the number of covenant. See? So 5 basic principles, 2 basic rules, the number of 7 of completion of divinity. So we're going over the 5/2 model. And I'll discuss more about what those 5 basic principles are, in addition to what the 2 basic rules are. But the word for this week is system starter, do not barter. System starter, do not barter. Y'all wants us to operate within the systems that he has created within his heavenly kingdom, to allow for us to cultivate a foundation that is sturdy, that does not move, that cannot be shaken, that cannot be touched. Okay? So that's my word for y'all today. The word for today, That's the word for today. So I kind of like wanted to just touch on that with y'all, to see how y'all feel about it. Just tap in with y'all, see how y'all feel emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, How are you feeling? How are you doing? It's a lot going on. So I hope you guys got a notebook for this. I hope you guys have been taking notes. Because as you see, as we go on, everything is starting to come together. Like, y'all probably be like, oh, this girl just be making this stuff up. And it's like, no, I'm like actually getting instruction from Yah Elohim, because I'm in alignment with Yah Elohim. Like, if anybody knows me, if you know me, I do not try to lead you astray. I try to give you all of the information. Sometimes I feel like I give away too much information, and I be giving y'all the sauce, the juice. But Yah Elohim asked me to do this, so it is my duty and my calling to give you guys the juice, the information, because not enough people are giving it to you guys because they want you to pay for it. But I'm trying to give you the juice, the sauce, you know, without you having to pay for it. So I hope you got a pen and a piece of paper, because the first week we went over being silent and going mute. That's after we finished purging and getting all of the stuff, unnecessary stuff out of our system, and making sure that we create space for the new as we got rid of the old. So we was purging what no longer serves us, was no longer beneficial to us in our journey, our life's journey, and our walk with Yah Elohim, so that he can take us to what? Exponential growth, right? Because that is what we're going to, that is the goal. The goal is exponential growth. But in order for Yah to be able to give us the exponential growth that he's looking to give us, and to be able to allow for us to see the success in which we're looking for, we have to put in that work. Which is why I told you guys it's a process. It's not something that you can just easily walk through. Which is why this is so much different than you operating from the flesh. Because things, when you operate from the flesh, it comes easy. It comes very easy. It comes easy. But with Yah, if you want success, you have to work for it. And he has to know that you're putting in that self-work, that spiritual work of self. That you are your best self before he actually gives you anything. Y'all gonna say you have to be your best, the best version of yourself for him to start releasing your blessings. If you're not operating in your best self, you're not going to receive your blessings. Not in y'all's kingdom. Maybe in the kingdom of hell, in the kingdom of darkness, in the devil's kingdom. Because he don't care if you operate in your flesh. But your stuff is not going to be sturdy. Your foundation is not going to be sturdy. It's going to be shaken continuously. Because the devil don't care about you having sustainability and about you being a good steward over your possessions. Because he wants to be able to come and quickly take them away. And how can he do that if you are operating in the best version of yourself? Because then that will put you in alignment with Yah. When you got anything on the side with Yah in his heavenly kingdom, nothing can be taken from you. So then it's not the devil's to take away. But if the devil gives you something, you probably most likely are in a predicament where he can shake it up and take it away from you at any time. Sometimes it will break you. It will break you to the point of not actually building back up the self-confidence and the esteem to be able to reach that plateau again. Why you think is that a lot of celebrities, they have money, but yet they are addicted to so many things, so many drugs, alcohol, sex. Well, it's called perversiveness. But to you guys be like, what? What is perversiveness? Nobody's a pervert. No. Sex. It's perversiveness. It's when you follow tail. When you just follow tail. You're not really actually trying to get to know the person. You don't really want to know who that person is. You just looking at the surface level of things. And most of the time, those people be having 18 demons in them. And you just had sex with 18 demons and don't even know it. Now you just got a sexually transmitted demon. That's what an STD is, a sexually transmitted demon. You don't even know it. She's so evil! Alright, you guys. So, yes. That is the word for this week. System starter, do not barter. Yah wants us to operate within the systems of his kingdom, to cultivate a sturdy foundation that does not move, that cannot be shaken, that cannot be taken away. It cannot be killed, it cannot be stolen, and it cannot be destroyed. The devil can't touch it. Right? And we're going to be going over what is called the 5/2 model. The 5/2 model. The 5/2 model is 5 basic principles, 2 basic rules. 5 basic principles, 2 basic rules equals 7. The number of divinity. That's the heavenly number. The heavenly number within the kingdom of Yah is the number 7. That's the number of divinity. Standing for completion, perfection, right? And 5 stands for the number of grace. 2 stands for the number of agreement and covenancy, going into covenant with Yah Elohim. Those are going to be our focal points for the upcoming week to set our intentions on. I'll dive deeper as the week go on, more about the 5/2 model. However, the word for the week is system starter. Do not barter. Because Yah is asking that we operate within kingdom systems, to cultivate sturdy foundations that do not move, that cannot be shaken. And this is so that we are able to operate at our highest potential and our highest state of consciousness. We are not going to be limited to certain systems that have already been created within this world, right? Because though we are in this world, we are not of this world. And when you are in this world but not of this world, it allows you to be able to create your own world within a world. And then what happens is those people that are of the world, what they do is they confine themselves to operating within your world. How you think these celebrities and people like that, they begin to understand the laws of attraction, the laws of certain things, to be able to know how to be able to utilize these certain things, but they're not using it in the right manner, in the right way, under the right kingdom, right? Because their foundation is shakeable. It can be stolen, it can be killed, and it can be destroyed. We see it all the time, which is why they constantly have to sometimes build themselves up again and start over, because their foundation is not sturdy. It's not sturdy because it's not in alignment with Yah. Anything that's in alignment with Yah cannot be shaken, it cannot be taken, it cannot be stolen, it cannot be killed. You feel what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? Now, we do have tests where sometimes you have to go through periods of suffering and learning, but you know when y'all tell you that something is a test. And that's because you still have to be able to grow into this thing, which is why we're going through the preparation period. But when y'all tell you and give you that confirmation, that word to let you know this thing is sturdy, it's grounded, it's rooted, it's not going nowhere, it's not going nowhere. Until then, you're still going through the preparation phase. If it's still shaking a little bit, it's because you're still going between both sides. You still, the double-mindedness. You're doing one thing and then you're doing another. You're doing one thing and you're doing another. You operating in the flesh and you operating in the spirit all at the same time. And it's not the spirit having dominion over the flesh. It's still the flesh having dominion over the spirit, which means your foundation is still going to be shaken, which is why you're still in the preparation phase. It does not mean that you're not trying, but you're being tested so that way you can build up the strength and the momentum to build the foundation that's necessary in order for you to not go anywhere, for you not to be uprooted, for you not to move, for you to be planted, right? So I hope you guys have a pen and a piece of paper, and I hope a pen and an actual book for this, because what I'm giving to you is juice, straight sauce. This is not something that you find a lot of places. A lot of people not doing this because they want you to pay for this information that I'm just dropping on you guys, that I'm just giving to you guys. And that's because y'all want you guys to have this, because he's tired of how the world is going. He's tired of you guys acting like you do not know what to do. You do not know how to be in alignment with him. You do not know how to achieve the things in which you want to achieve, as far as being in alignment with him, and also being able to experience the manifold. Because it is people out here, individuals out here experiencing the manifold, and they're not in alignment with y'all, but they're still experiencing the manifold because they learned certain things that they use, but not in the way in which y'all want them to use them, which is why their foundation is still able to be shaken, and they still being tried and tested, right? So you can experience the manifold. You can experience you can experience material blessings and things of that sort. That's not going to keep you from anything. But spiritual peace and security, that only comes through Yah Elohim, you guys. It's nothing more valuable than your peace. Your peace, your security, and your health. Those are the three most important things. I know y'all think it's money, but it's not really money. Like, if you have spiritual abundance, you can always get money. Like, that's not a big issue. But life goes up and life goes down. So, I mean, when you don't have money and all you think about is money, how you supposed to, like, survive without killing yourself off or basically self-sabotaging yourself? You have to know how to operate without. So that way when you get it, it doesn't have control over you. That's where it comes with money being the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil. Poverty and not having is the root of all evil, because if you had it, you wouldn't be so quick to attach yourself. Yeah, so that's basically the gist of everything. Like, I don't want to go like on and on and on, but yeah, so we do know, like, money, it's not supposed to be like your main focal point. Although we do need money for everything, Yah knows we need money for everything. But if you're in alignment with Yah, money comes. You are very prosperous. You are very lucrative. And whatever you put your hands for, you are very abundant. You know, everything that you do is an increase. Everything you do is multiplied. Because when you're in the kingdom of Yah and you're operating within the kingdom of Yah at your highest potential and the best version of yourself, even when you're just giving effort, you're going to reap reward off of all that you labor, right? Especially if you're not one to, like, boast or brag about what it is that you do. You know, it just comes to you effortlessly. So being in gratitude for what you do have, that's something that you have to learn how to do. A lot of us are living in poverty when we're not supposed to. And that's because of how the system is created with all of these injustices, is the reason as to why a lot of us are still living in poverty, but we're not supposed to. A lot of us are maintaining other people's businesses, but we're not supposed to. We're giving our time to a lot of people, corporations and things like, to these big corporations and things like that, still operating within their systems when you need to be starting your own. You feel what I'm saying? And the only way for you to start your own, to get your own plan, your own instruction, your own blueprint on what it is that's going to bring you the most prosperity, the most abundance, and the things that you choose to partake in, is being in alignment with Yah, right? Because then it all flows so effortlessly. Everything that's on it, you have Yah backing you up. You're not just doing it as by yourself as an individual. You see what I'm saying? Because when you're operating in the kingdom of Yah, of Elohim, in the heavenly kingdom, you have a whole army behind you, a whole heavenly army behind you. Meaning nothing in this earthly realm can stop you. Nothing in this earthly realm can stop you. Right? Because when Yah speak it, it shall be done. However, when you operate within the systems of this earthly realm, they're going to want you to operate within the systems that they have already created, because it's bringing them additional abundance, additional wealth, multiplication, and increase. But that's not what y'all called us to do. Which is why a lot of us be depressed. A lot of us be deprived. A lot of us be sick to our stomach. Because honestly, in your DNA, it's not meant for you to be a servant under somebody else's establishment forever. It's meant for you to gain experience where needed, and then take your experience and build your own. Right? Right. So that's how life goes. So I'm teaching you guys these steps and these things that help you to be able to implement them in your life, so that way you can use this information as a blueprint, or a guide, I should say. Let me say a guide to allow for you to be able to reconnect with Yah. Because once you get reconnected with Yah, Yah is going to give you your blueprint. Yah is going to give you your instructions. He's going to give you the handbook that has your name at the top of it. Nobody else's name but your name. Meaning you're not doing nothing for your family. You're not doing nothing for your boss, their corporation. For the people that your teachers that try to implement their own ideas, ideologies, and destinies that they want to put on you for you to create for them, because maybe they lost their opportunity, or maybe they see something in you, but they, instead of them just helping to encourage and support what it is they see in you, they try to make you fit within a system and limit you to doing what only they have been able to do. And then you see at some point when most people get to a plateau or a platform where it's like, I used to could see eye to eye with you, you know what I'm saying, and all that you have provided me now allows for me to be able to continue and move forward. Because not so the way in which people try to keep you in a bubble, you cannot allow people to keep you in a bubble. You cannot allow people to limit you in your growth. You have to always keep growing. You have to go beyond the marker that has been set for you. No limitations. Put that in your head. No limitations. No limitations. No limitations. No limitations. No limitations. And y'all think these quotes are for no reason, but I'm telling y'all it's not no reason. People are around for seasons and a lifetime. Seasons and a lifetime, but it's always a reason. And most of the time the reason is because they're not beneficial to your walk of life, your journey, or where you're going. Because each one of us are coded with a specific type of DNA and uniqueness. We are not made to be implanted into systems, into worldly, earthly systems, because it limits us. And when things begin to limit you, you begin to get irritated. Your spirit can't stand it. You're not allowing your spirit to live freely and to travel the path it was meant to travel. So is your flesh constantly at battle with your spirit, because they're not in agreement with one another. That's why we're going to go more into the 5/2 model. 5 basic principles, 5 basic rules. Into cultivating systems that have been created by Yah Elohim within his kingdom, that allows for us to cultivate the type of foundation that is sturdy, that is unshakable, that is meant and created with our unique DNA. So I hope y'all got a pen and a book, because I am giving you guys sauce. I'm giving you juice. A lot of people want you to pay for this. It's called breaking the ceiling. It's breaking veils, breaking the ceiling. Meaning that you get to a certain marker and people want you to stop, but you cannot stop. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. That's why you cannot have the same mentor forever. You cannot have the same mentor forever. It does not matter who that mentor may be. A parent, a friend, a colleague, a teacher. Like whether it be on a professional basis, educational basis, life basis, you cannot have the same teacher forever. You have to switch it up, because your life is constantly changing. You should be constantly growing, constantly developing. Do not get stuck into people pleasing. Do not be a people pleaser, cultivating your life to fit within someone else's life, within someone else's world. That's not what we're meant to do. You are in this world, but you are not of this world. You are in this world, but you are not of this world. You are meant to create worlds. When you create your world, don't you understand how people will come to your world? And you have a certain amount of time with those people to influence them. And then all of a sudden, they're going to end up taking off and they're going to go to another mentor. And you shouldn't have no hard feelings about that, because it's meant for people to grow, to develop into who they were created to be. Their special blueprint, their special destiny that was coded for them from Yah Elohim. A lot of y'all not hearing Yah Elohim when he tell y'all, let these people go. Let these people go. People are there for a season or a lifetime, but it's always a reason. Yah Elohim is giving you the reason, yet you're not listening because you guys want to cut Yah Elohim out of the picture. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. You're going to constantly keep finding yourself going downhill because you're not getting the messages. You're not getting the messages. You got to be in sync with the signs and synchronicities of the heavenly realm. And I don't mean no angelic realm, no none of that y'all be listening to, because a lot of that y'all be listening to fallen angels, and y'all be being deceived by fallen angels. Don't get it construed. I'm talking about the heavenly realm, the Holy Spirit. Jesus Christ left us a blueprint in how we should behave, yes, and how we should treat other people, our neighbors, our brothers, our sisters. He left a great blueprint and how we should follow the Holy Spirit and just love one another and just be there for one another and show support when we can. But when you're talking about getting your blueprint, getting your instructions to what you were created to do and what your mission is here on earth, all right, so just so the only entity, the only energy that can do that for you is Yah Elohim. And this is because you guys do know that Yah Elohim is the light source. All living things need light. All living things need light. Anything that goes without light is basically dead, non-existent, void. All living things need light. Even the things at the bottom of the ocean floor needs light. All things need light. You need light. I need light. We all need light. The angels need light. They have to constantly be within the light source. All living things need light. Plants need light. Animals need light. All living things need light. Guys need to learn about conservation of energy, the laws of conservation of energy. It'll teach you so much. Teach you so much. Nothing can survive without its light source. Everything is energy. Energy neither dies nor is it destroyed. It's only merely transferred from one source to another. Why you think it's so imperative that demons attach themselves to you? Why do you think they call it a legion of demons? Because once one attached to you, they call for multiple to attach to you. Why do you think they attach to you? What do they want that's so important to get from you? Your light source. Your light source. Your light source. Because that's why you ever heard somebody, you ever heard like a very your elder or somebody speak? Like, I used to sit around my elders as a youngie, and I used to like listen to what they used to say. And I always used to try to figure out what certain things meant, like what it meant. But like, you ever heard an elder say, your light, my light or your light source irritates demons? You guys might have heard that before. Your light source irritates demons. because they operate in darkness. So it is their job to try to consume you with the darkness. How, if you go back to the beginning of the book of Genesis, how did the earth first start off? Did it start off with a light source, or did it start off in darkness? You tell me. You tell me. It was the dark energy source. It started off with a dark energy source. And from there, light was created through the light source. The light source is Yah Elohim himself. He is the light source. He brings the light. He is the light. He is the living light. He is the creator. He shines his light on us all. He lives through us all. He is our light source. Without it, we are non-existent. We are void. We are dead. Which is why you find people whose light source is dwindling, whose light source is basically going out. They look dead. They walk around like zombies. They operate like zombies. And then they end up becoming non-existent. Like a void in society. Like, we all need light. Be very cautious of your light, which is why it's very imperative for me to be able to be here to give y'all this message and to give y'all this calling, because you guys need light and you're not understanding. You need light. Y'all think y'all want to operate in darkness, but you really don't. You really don't. You can't survive in the darkness. You cannot survive in the darkness but for so long. You can play around in it, but if you ain't used to playing around in it, it'll swallow you whole, because it don't want you to have no light around you, because you're irritating them. Which is why when you get around certain people and like you might be operating in a high vibration and they operate in a low vibration, all they do is sit around and talk about each other. All they sit around is gossiping. All they do is sit around and complain about their issues but never really take action and do nothing about it, or they blame stuff on other people, never really take an account for their actions and their choices in life. It's like, don't you feel like your energy, like they consuming your light source? Can't you feel it like pulling on you? Can't you feel it absorbing everything in you? Can't it feel like it's balling you up until you feel like nothing is inside? And when you leave from around them, it's like a breath of fresh air. You like be careful. Be careful. Be very careful, you guys. Be very careful. That means they have a demon attached to them, or maybe a legion of demons attached to them. And they are trying to dwindle your light source until you go completely dark, until you're non-existent, until you're void, just like them. And you're operating in the same vibrational level as them. Low vibrational people and high vibrational people cannot operate the same. You guys are not Jesus. Stop acting like it. Just trying to be upfront with you. You cannot. You can try for a while, and like I said, show respect, give respect where it's due. But you can tell when people are feeding off of your light source. The demons are sucking the light source out of you. You guys ever seen Harry Potter before? Like, this stuff don't be made up for no reason. This stuff is not made up. It's real. It's true. It just happened in the spiritual realm. You just can't see it with your own two eyes. You can't touch it with your own hands, two hands. But you can feel it. You can feel it. That's why I tell you. Why y'all think I tell y'all? The art of feeling. The art of feeling. Being in tune with your emotions. That's the most important thing to ever be connected with. Don't ever dull your emotions. Because when you dull your emotions, you're dulling your senses. You're dulling your senses. When you dull your emotions, you're dulling your senses. Meaning that you're not operating at your highest self. And when you're not operating at your highest self, you're susceptible to demonic forces coming at you. Because they know you can't feel nothing. And they know you don't want to feel nothing. So they're going to give you a reason of why you shouldn't be feeling anything at all. And then before you know it, you're like, oh, I really can't feel nothing. And you wonder why. And then look who you hanging around. Check your friends. Check your circle. Check your environment. Who is you hanging around? Y'all think this stuff be a joke. And y'all go around these people and y'all sit around these people 24/7, 365. And all of y'all just sucking each other energy dry. And y'all be leaving from a range like... Like, you gotta be in tune with yourself. And then when you taking drugs and stuff like that, not to talk bad about nobody, because I've been there before, so let's not get started. But I'm just keeping it 100 with you. I don't do it no more. But I'm just letting you know from experience, taking drugs, it only suppresses your manifestation tools. It only suppresses you, meaning you're making you more susceptible and more vulnerable to demonic forces attacking you, feeding off of your energy, whatever little energy you do have after you do whatever you do. Y'all be so depressed, so deprived, so sickly, so ill, so sick in the head. And don't be thinking that these going to these hospitals and these doctors, they not treating you with stuff that ain't really harming you because, oh, it's FDA approved or whatever they may say. They trying to kill you the fastest. They trying to kill you the fastest. Alright, y'all. So just an overview. Recap. Just to recap of everything we went over today. Oh, alright. So, yes. You must, the only energy, source of energy that you can get the blueprint, your instructions from is Yah Elohim. Your actual blueprint, your actual instructions to your destiny, your purpose, or why you were created and brought to earth. We all are sent on missions. Some of us never even get to our mission because we're serving the systems that has already been created and laid out for us, which is always going to create for you to persist. It's always going to create for you to be stilled at the marker. You're never going to be able to persist beyond that point if you limit yourself by allowing limitations to be placed on you by other individuals, situations, and circumstances that will cause you to not travel your own unique path that has been laid out for you, that has been created for you by the Heavenly Father, Yah Elohim. And I care about completing my mission. I don't know about some of y'all. Some of y'all don't care about nothing. Some of y'all just don't care about anything. This is not for you. You on the wrong channel. Please go ahead and block yourself. Block me. Please block me from popping up on your timeline. If you are not a person that likes to be in alignment with y'all, if you are a person that is okay with not fulfilling your mission while you're here on earth, if you're okay with just doing the bare minimum, if you're okay with following the systems that has been laid out before you, fine, live your life, do what you do. That's between you and y'all. But if you really want to be your best self, the best version of yourself, of how Yah intended for you to be, intended for you to be created, destined for you to be, purposely divine, a path for you to walk and to journey on, then this is for you. You need to be here because this is just giving you a guide on how to reconnect with Yah Elohim, to put yourself back in alignment with Yah Elohim, the Most High, so that way you can be able to get your blueprint and your instructions. And this don't mean that you end up getting your blueprint and your instructions and then you think that you're not going to constantly need guidance, because you do. Right? You always need to be in tune and listening to Yah Elohim. However, I just want to, I don't want to get off topic because I'm known for doing it. So I just want to kind of do an overview of everything we went over today. So your mentor is not going to be your mentor forever. And that's because you want to continue to grow, you want to continue to develop. And your mentor should not have any hard feelings that you are choosing to go beyond and persist beyond the marker that has been set for you. Because you're supposed to excel beyond that expectation. Because we all have our unique path that we're supposed to take. You should never have somebody trying to force their path on you. It happens a lot. But don't fall into that pit. Don't fall into that role, that cycle. Because it would be hard for you to get out of. We're going to go over the 5/2 model. The 5/2 model is 5 basic principles and those 2 basic rules. Equals 7, the number of divinity, your divine purpose. Learning how to operate within the systems of y'all's kingdom. That's what we're setting our attentions on this week, going into this week, talking about those 5 basic principles and those 2 basic rules. We also would talk about more things about breaking the glass ceiling of your mentality, your mindset, your way of thinking, and about creating emotional stability and physical aptitude and spiritual strength in order to be able to persist beyond the expectations that have been set before you. Because if you want to be great, you have to put that work in. You have to add pressure on yourself. You have to become an accountable counterpart in the actions for which you look to fulfill and the outcome of what you're looking for. It's not okay if you play victim. You cannot play victim in this game of life, or you're going to get chewed up and spit out. You cannot play victim, or you're going to get chewed up and spit out, or people going to start looking at you like you're crazy. Especially those of us who are in tune. But it's a lot of people falling in the pit of doom, of falling for victimization, and falling in the karmic cycles of allowing demonic forces to attach themselves to you through lowering your vibrations and making you vulnerable and susceptible to the things of this world. Remember, always, first and foremost, you are in this world, but you are not of this world. You are in this world, but you are not of this world. You have to constantly keep telling yourself that. This is God is going to help you guys to be able to connect just on a spiritual level. You can always go back and learn any type of religious aspects that you want to add to it, because that's what you do. But that's not really my purpose. My purpose is not to add any type of religious ideologies on you. Like, seriously, because I'm beginning to notice those change too, just like history, just like science. These things change, right? Yah is a God that is the same. Yah does not change. Meaning how he loves you, how he cares for you does not change. But his ways in which he helped you, the ways in which he tried to protect you, the ways in which he develop you changes. It changes. Because as the world changes, he wants you to change as well. Because you are supposed to be a system starter. Do not barter. You're supposed to create worlds, not live within them. The Creator created you to be a creator. However, you cannot trump the Creator. The creation cannot trump the Creator. It's not possible. At least a lot of you guys try, but it's not possible. You know as much as what Yah allows for you to know. And the devil like when you don't know nothing. The devil like when you know deceptive things. Because when you know deceptive things, that's how you act. You act deceptive. And when you act deceptive, then you're more vulnerable and susceptible to anything that he decides to send your way. Because his mission is to kill, steal, and destroy. If you're in alignment with y'all, he cannot do that. If you're in partnership with y'all, the devil cannot do that. Satan cannot do that. Not unless y'all gives him permission to. You are going to go through periods of testing and trials and suffering. It's for your own benefit. So you can grow. So you can develop. Because you're around a whole lot of wolves in this world. And you do not want to get chewed up and spit out. So you cannot play victim. And you got a lot of people that will act like a victim too, knowing that they are the wolf. A wolf in sheep clothing. And you got to know the difference. You got to know when to put your foot down and when not. You got to know when to fight and when not. You got to know when to speak and when not. You got to know when to listen and when not to.